Hey Taurus, this is Evelyn from Twin Flames 3344. Just clearing some energies for you guys. Okay, this is for January 17, 2020. This is for the second half of January. Sorry, I'm a little bit behind. I had a visit from my daughter for a few days, so I got a little bit behind. It's 11:17 on the clock right now. That's perfect. Okay, so this is going to be for Sun, Moon, and Rising, for the feminine, the Mars, and the masculine's Venus. So for everybody watching, and the best and highest good of all those concerned, what is it we need to know? What do we need to learn for Taurus? Across all, let's clear all negative energies across all dimensions of time, space, matter, and realities for the highest good of all those concerned. And fill that empty space with only beautiful divine love and diamond light. And so it is. Diamond crystalline light. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Take a deep breath, you guys. I've already pre-shuffled. I'm just shuffling a few more times. And then we're going to get going. Here we go. All right, for Taurus. Today, January 17, 2020, for Taurus. So first card out for Taurus is the Ten of Swords reversed, which is great actually. That's like the worst is over, the bliss is happening when the swords fall out of your back. The challenge is the Knight of Wands. The foundation is the Three of Wands reversed. The Knight of Wands is reversed as well. What's in the recent past is the Two of Pentacles. And what is crowning in your now moment? The Eight of Swords. What's coming up for you guys? And a siren just started. Oh, there's something else I wanted to tell you beforehand too. I'll think of it. What's coming up for you? Sirens are definitely coming up for you, Taurus. Five of Wands is coming up. There's that ambulance energy. And then you see yourself as your energy but reversed, which is the Hierophant reversed. Around you, or how others might see you, is the Nine of Wands, the wounded warrior, who's not given up. And the blocks that you may need to work on or clear have to do with the King of Cups reversed. And then we end up on the Two of Wands reversed, but I also do a hangman configuration here to show you what's connecting to whatever is going to be hanging in limbo at the end of this read, and then whatever's hanging in limbo. And then we pull another card as well. So we have the Knight of Swords, which is your connection, your bridge to whatever's hanging in limbo at the end of this read, and that is the Seven of Wands. And I pull another card for you, and depending on what that card is, I will pull one or more cards, okay? So the bottom of the deck is the Four of Swords reversed, and there's a little bit of a backstory here, so I'm going to pull these cards and give you a little bit of information first on what's been going on. This is for Taurus. All right, so I'm not going to use these in the backstory, but we have the, we have the Sun exposing all of the King of Wands and the Page of Cups, who are both reversed. So these two are both in their negative energies, and they've been exposed coming into this underlying energy. So that's good to note. There was a Page of Swords there reversed as well. So they may be the one who told. There's an Ace of Pentacles and then the Page of Swords, which could be a negative message or spreading rumors as well. And then exposure of the King of Wands and the Page of Cups. So it looks like a father and possibly two kids. It could be 1 to 2 kids or just messages going on. But they're both negative with the Page of Cups and the Page of Swords. Then you have the Nine of Swords and the underlying energy. And then the next card is this one, which is the Six of Wands, and then the Five of Pentacles and the Four of Swords reversed. And someone's calling, my phone's ringing. So someone might be trying to get a hold of you. This is suffering in silence, stressed out, purging, right? Up at night, not able to sleep, crying, all of those energies. There could be some cross purposes going on, and you also see the owl at the window. All right? So someone's trying to enlighten you in your suffering. This is somebody who's doing things under the radar. Also feeling like a failure or bad news came in, and this might have to do with destitution in some way, and it doesn't have to be financial. The destitution card can be anything in a practical way. So it can be emotional, spiritual destitution, homeless, maybe you have money but you just don't have a home to go to at the moment, or just feeling exiled outside of the group. You could be in and out of a hospital, and so you've, of course, drained of finances there, or it could just be injuries, and that's your destitution because you can't do what you want to do. You have a bum leg or a bum arm, you know, that kind of thing. But there's definitely a lot of suffering. The Nine of Swords is like the worst card as far as pain, because it doesn't matter if it's upright or reversed. There's still no end to the pain, right? You can go to the 10 and then release. But if you go back to the 8, you're still in prison, right? You can release yourself from prison for a moment, but if you don't get out of this cycle, the 9 is either way, upright or reversed. One for me is acute pain. The other one is the chronic pain of it ongoing and ongoing and ongoing. You're still suffering in silence, all right? And this is also like Rapunzel in this deck, like Rapunzel up in the tower, okay? And there's the wise bird coming to give her enlightenment. So feeling like a failure, under the radar, being needy for attention or not getting any attention, feeling left out of the group, out of the cold, homeless, abandoned, in exile, or just injured and out in the cold, or just stuck out in the cold weather. You could be just stuck maybe where you can't get to where you need to go, you know, even just like being broken down in your car and you didn't bring the right coat, so you're stuck out in the cold weather. Or maybe your kids went out without coats and they're stuck out in the cold weather, which may be why they're reversed over there. But this is about coming out of your slumber. They can be not being able to sleep, but it also can be that you're well rested now and it's time to come out. So it's about rising above the lack of sleep or coming out now that you're well rested. But I don't feel like you're that well rested because you still have a lot of, these are very negative cards together. It's a lot of suffering, feeling like a failure, like feeling like useless or unworthy, right? Like nobody wants you. But it's about rising above and coming out of this slumber. And I'm going to clarify all the cards, so we will get a lot of information for you here, Taurus. The recent past is that 2 of Pentacles, which is the juggler, juggling the rainbow. It's upright, which means you're doing the daily. Even though you're going through all this suffering, whether it's you or somebody else, it's like you're still able to perform, right? Which it is an act, because this is like someone who's going to work and then going home and then crying, you know, or just totally stressed out, okay? It's like holding your breath all day at work and then going home. As soon as you leave work, you just cry and to release it because you can't hold it in anymore. So the 2 of Pentacles, you know, you have the infinity in this card. So ideally, this is you, you know, on your game, doing what you love, right? Keeping all your balls up in the air. But in a negative sense, it's that person who's not authentic. So they're performing, they're hiding what's going on behind them. They're putting on a good act. And I'm starting to lose my voice. So it's someone who's doing physical things or practical things so they can avoid speaking their truth. And this is where the suffering is coming from. All right, and then the foundation is the 3 of Wands, which is looking back, going back to the past, or living in the past. And needing to rise above it. All right, this is definitely doing some shadow work. So with the 4 of Swords reversed, it looks like good news. Even though the devil's here, it's about freeing yourself from the devil, from this hell that you've been in. Okay, so that's good news. You are awakening out of your slumber, and there's definitely a soulmate energy here. This can be children, an amazing past that you have wonderful memories of, or this can literally be your soulmate or twin. Okay, and the devil has to do with the ungodly connection between 2 people, right? And that's more of the 3D relationship. The 5D relationship is a divine relationship, a connection. So I'm not talking about the cord between twin flames, because that is divine. You can't escape that cord because it's beautiful and spiritual. It's not supposed to be broken because you have one etheric body. But with the devil here, it's more about the ego, which is human. It's not of the etheric realms. So the devil is the shadow side, and you doing shadow work. And now it's shadow work with your soulmate, your kids, or your twin, or your fond memories of the past, which, why would you need to do shadow work of fond memories? Because they're not your wounds. They're not the negative memories. So it's more about freeing yourself from the work you've been doing with somebody else who's very close to you, whether it's a child, an old friend who's an amazing friend, or like I said, someone from a past life, a soulmate, or a twin. And going through that shadow work and waving goodbye, freeing yourself from it and rising above, coming out now, which is amazing. Why the Two of Pentacles then? The Two of Pentacles is the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands reversed. So you're performing because these two are not getting along, but it's like maybe they have to look like they're fine in order to keep everything balanced in their practical life. All right, we have a page of Cups as well reversed. This could be the Queen of Wands feeling rejected. She could be rejecting the King of Wands too, but he looks fine. If she is rejecting him, he's fine with it. If he's rejecting her, she's not fine with it. All right, but they're putting on an act for a child or for the public, or because of their ego. They don't want to feel humiliated. They're coming out, though. This is about coming out from this long slumber of this disconnect between the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands reversed, who feels rejected, vulnerable. Could be, she could be crying like a baby, or she could be spoiled. She's used to getting her own way, or she grew up with a lot of money. But maybe up to this point in the relationship, she's always gotten her way, and now she's being rejected, and she's not used to it. Maybe she's got a great chart, so she never gets rejected because she's got really good planetary alignments. And then all of a sudden, someone breaks up with her because it's now time for her to go through her healing, her karmic work that she hasn't done any of. So for you guys who always think everyone else has it better, remember, the more pain you've encountered as a child, the more you've cleared already. Because those are the dues that you had to, that you came here to clear. You had a contract to go through that. It's like when your mother or father's being really mean to you, they're doing this as a favor to you because you don't see your subconscious wounds until someone brings them to your consciousness, right? If they're packed into your subconscious where you don't see them, even in this life, every minute of your childhood that you don't remember, because we don't remember all the minutes of our childhood, that you were wounded, they need to come up and clear so that you can be the best you can be. And even in your lineage, if you don't believe in past lives, you go back 14 generations of lineage within your own DNA. So anything you're not aware of, you'll get triggered by from other people. So they literally come into your space to trigger you, to recognize the wounds that are in you that you don't know of, that you're unaware of, so that you can bring it up to your consciousness and then let it go. And when you do that not only for yourself, but your entire lineage. So going forward for you and your children, you're clearing their energy for them, which is amazing. So every time someone triggers you, don't react, pull yourself out of the situation, go back into your childhood as far as you can, at least below age 10, if not below age 7, if you can, to where that first wound entered your body. Like, where did I first react to this specific trigger in my childhood? And you may come back to the same wound several times. So anyway, you can go to my twin flame reading, which for the divine masculine, which brings up a lot more shadow work type stuff like that. But in the meantime, for Taurus, with the past coming up is the 10 of Cups reversed, the Tower reversed, and the Hangman reversed. This has to do with clinginess. This is an unhappy family or an end of an emotional cycle. And this is just hanging out in limbo or trying to see new perspectives after clinging on. This could be after a sudden event of a breakup of a family or leaving a family behind. But this is people not letting go. So you may let go, but they're not. So they're keeping you in that limbo, or just avoiding some things that you don't want to deal with because they're difficult to deal with. It's about the past and living in the past and people not letting go of the past. So the central energy for you, Taurus, is the Ten of Swords reversed. So the Ten of Swords reversed is about the worst is over as far as pain. That's the end of the cycle. It's done. The Ten of Swords is the bliss state. When the swords fall out of your back, when the pain leaves your body, is bliss. All right, so you have the Queen of Cups reversed, the Judgment card reversed, and the King of Pentacles upright. So this is energy. This is not a decision, right? So this is being stuck in limbo between the Queen of Cups and the King of Pentacles. So we have the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands, and then we have the Queen of Cups and the King of Pentacles. And of course, Taurus, you can be the King of Pentacles, but you can also be all these other people, just with other energies in your field. You could be the Queen of Cups, you know, with Virgo, because you are Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn. But if you're the Queen of Cups, it's because, you know, you could have a water sign rising, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, whatever it is. But either way, there is indecision here between you, or bad decisions, poor judgment, not hearing the call to action, holding back announcements. Maybe you're split up and you're holding back the announcement, even though the worst is over now. But I don't like to see, when the Judgment card's reversed, it's not a good feeling, because it's like hanging in limbo. It's like this feeling here, feeling trapped. Trapped in the past, unable to get out. Take a deep breath, Taurus. The majors we have out here, let's see who we have. We have you as Taurus in your own spot. But there are no other major cards here. It's like you're dealing with yourself in like a dark night of the soul. You're dealing with shadow work and splitting off from people who no longer resonate with you. So it could be more than one relationship, right? You may be the King of Wands in one relationship, but you might be the King of Pentacles in another. But it looks like you're breaking off from more than those relationships. After putting up a facade because you held back an announcement of some kind of split. It's either leaving a family, leaving a specific relationship, dealing with children as well in this situation. In the other cards, we do have Capricorn and Aries there in the clarification cards, as well as Scorpio, Aquarius. But I use a lot of these little cards, so it doesn't mean as much if it's the major in the main cards, okay? The challenge for you is the Knight of Wands reversed. The Knight of Wands reversed, you know, can be a player, but it can just be someone with good intentions who falls short of expectations. Maybe you don't have as much energy as you used to. You know, you're falling short of being able to get the job done. You are holding back your passions. And this is the Eight of Pentacles reversed and the Five of Cups upright. This is definitely either overworking or done overworking and not working, or whatever you've been doing is not working, because obviously you're grieving, whether it's a loss, a death, or it could be regret, guilt, and shame. Okay, maybe you can't function right now, which is why you're not working. You're falling short of energy because you're grieving. Or you're working too much and grieving, and you can't do it all. Even though the end is over, you're still in the post-war energy. You still aren't totally recovered. You're still feeling the aftermath of overwork and grief. What's now in your crowning moment, in your now moment, is the Eight of Swords. That's that prison you're keeping yourself in. Whether you're actually in prison, or you're imprisoned in a situation, a house, or whether it's just in your own mind. Why is Taurus getting this? Because there's a new path for you to go on. And it looks like others are holding you back. We have the Ace of Pentacles. This is a new life that you're ready to go on, but you're imprisoned somehow. Even though the worst is over, there are still people clinging on. This is what I'm getting. Here's the King of Swords in association with this. He's in his truth. If that's you or somebody else, the King of Swords is in his truth. He's chosen a new path, but his new life is being delayed, or he's holding back to save money, or he's holding back just to play ball and relax and get over his grief. But either way, he's not relaxing because he's feeling imprisoned by his situation. And it all has to do with the past and letting go of past pain, wounds, betrayals. Coming up for Taurus is the 5 of Wands, which was that ambulance energy. We have the World, we have the Empress reversed, and we have the 4 of Wands. So these two energies are really positive, but we have lack here, if not an ill parent or someone who's totally out of control, you know, biatch type of energy. And since we have the 5 of Wands, there's conflict. It's either conflict of having to take care of this person as a sick person, or that this person may have passed and that's who you're grieving, or this is just someone who's totally out of control, you know, kind of power hungry or abusing their power. Cold, without a heart, okay? But here we have completion, and we have a home or union. And this can also be the sealed divine feminine. That can be going out in the world, traveling. This could be someone who smokes. Maybe she's really ill from smoking and stuck at home. Maybe you're stuck at home with her. It also can be someone who's marching to the beat of her own drum. Or somebody who's just who likes to walk around the house naked all the time. It could be an old person. You know, my mother, when she was not quite committed yet, she was still in independent living with my dad. She walked out of the house in the middle of the night because they were on the first floor in her bare feet in the middle of the winter. And they found her like several blocks away behind Walmart. Not even inside the store. She was behind Walmart with the trash. So could be experiencing stuff like that, or this could just be a boss who's just a jerk and you're completing a cycle with this person, or this is you struggling to complete this cycle. This also can be a neighbor around the block, somebody else's house, or maybe you're staying at somebody else's house after a fight, or you're fighting with your neighbor. This could be someone who wears too little clothes outside, so you don't like it around your kids or your family. Or, yeah, Jenny from the block is coming up. But either way, there's conflict here or an outright fight. It could also be games and sports, but I'm not really getting that with those cards. I'm getting, you know, the Empress reverse can be a bitch. If it's not someone who's, you know, sick. It could be someone who miscarried. It could be, someone who gets confused when they go out in the world, so they have to stay in the house because they're starting with Alzheimer's or have some other kind of mental disability. And the 3 of Cups is coming up right after that 4 of Wands. So you could be stuck at home with a negative group. Right? So they're the ones you're fighting with. This could be the Empress fighting with other people at home. Maybe too many people are living at your house, or you have multiple kids you're fighting with. Like, you know, one of your daughters is like that one running around the neighborhood with not enough clothes on. You don't like it. So let's see what's coming up with you. You're the Hierophant reversed. It was just 2332, which is the King of Wands and the Journey, the 6 of Wands. The King of Wands getting attention. So this Queen of Wands reversed could be this Empress reversed. If not, they could be mother and daughter. And this Empress reverse is pissed because the King of Wands is getting a lot of attention. He's walking around the neighborhood and getting attention from other women because they've split. Or they haven't split, and so she's really pissed. Okay, so the Hierophant reversed. Who is the Hierophant reversed? So the Hierophant reversed more likely is the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands, because she's reversed and so is the Hierophant. Someone with Virgo and Libra in their energy perhaps as well. So we have Taurus, Virgo, and Libra in Taurus's energy here, whether it's your chart or the people who are always in your energy. But there's definitely someone dumped or in the dumps right now. And this could be an older person, a professional person, someone who's shedding light on the situation, a Virgo person, shedding light on this twist of fate or this downturn. Or it could be a downturn in the market or just a turn of events in your life that aren't good. But it just definitely has to do with either being dumped or purging it out, feeling overwhelmed, pushed to your emotional limits. Seeing something for what it is, that it's not good for you, right? The Wheel of Fortune's reversed. That this situation you're not in isn't serving you. And somebody else is shedding light on that for you. That this is not for your highest good. Why would you want to be in this negative energy, with this fighting energy, with this, that's, you know, it's really negative energy, feeling imprisoned, living in the past, okay? So what's around you or how other people see you is that wounded warrior, the Nine of Wands. Why? We have the Nine of Cups reversed, and there's that Eight of Swords reversed, but now it's reversed and not upright anymore. Or that was before. Actually, this is probably, well, yeah, this could be before that. But we have the Ace of Swords upright here. You release yourself from that prison with the truth. And the prison had to do with lack of satisfaction, but you're still fighting for that. You're unhappy, and yet you're still hanging on to it. And you know, but you can release yourself with the truth, and you know this. But I don't know why you're still holding on. Whether that's you, Taurus, or the person around you. But this could be arrogance as well. This could be arrogance about the ability to triumph over the other person. Or escaping with the truth, presenting your truth, or them presenting their truth to you of unhappiness. And they're getting out of prison, whether you like it or not. The block here with the King of Cups reversed can have to do with just conditional love, the conditions to your relationship that you don't resonate with. Or it can be someone who has alcohol issues, who's emotionally detached or over-emotional and cries all the time, or just whines, or is manipulative. So he's coming up as the Six of Wands and the Ace of Wands. And this could be two people coming together, right? One is back on the horse leading the way, getting attention, and the other, so this person's receiving offers of sex. Can be creative stuff too. But this person, this King of Cups reversed, could have alcohol issues, or he's just manipulative because he's always getting what he wants. He could be a good-looking person who is always getting attention from other women or men, depending on what you resonate with. Okay. We also have the Chariot and the Eight of Wands along with this energy. So there's a lot of Wands energy in a positive way, but not being used in the right way. So we have a Cancer energy who's exchanging a lot of energy back and forth. And this can have to do with a twin flame or deep soulmate connection where you actually feel each other's energy. So it's about that Cancer energy boldly moving forward and expressing their feelings, an exchange of energy and arrows of love as well, offering their energy, their sexuality, their creativity to the journeyman who's already getting a lot of attention and successful in their own right, but he's the King of Cups reversed. So this could be knocking him for a loop. He's the wounded warrior. So whether this is you or someone around you, this can definitely be someone around you as well. Because if you're the female Taurus, then this is your partner who you're breaking up with, who gets too much attention, or they have some kind of divine connection. And that's the issue for you. But this is spirit. This is not only reverse, which can be a divorce. It can be a break in contract, a break in tradition, a break in the old ways, right? Letting go of the past. But this is also spirituality and thinking outside the box, being alternative. And here's this other person who's getting lots of attention, which is more superficial. Because he's not upright. If he was a King of Cups upright, it would be good. But he's not using that attention in the right way. He's holding on to arrogance. Like, I'm free because I'm arrogant. He's not really free. He's this. But he's being arrogant. So he's coming off, right? The pretend the pretending to be perfect and that my situation is all good. The arrogance is in presenting his truth so that he doesn't have to deal with those deep feelings. So the Two of Wands there at the end for Taurus, which we're getting long on these today, wow. Two of Wands reversed has to do with feeling like you have no options, or you've chosen a path, right? There's been a path chosen over here, but you're stuck because you're unable to implement that path. All right, we have the Three of Swords and the Wounded Warrior again. The same card is here. This is a separation, a three-way heartbreak, a third-party situation, and not giving up. This also could be something rained out, but not giving up. Like this is the baseball player who refuses to leave the field, even though it's completely wet and storming, and it's definitely canceled. Okay, this is someone who's not giving up, even though all hearts are broken, all bets are off. The baseball player still hasn't left the field. He's by himself, everyone else has gone home, and he's still standing there, trying to figure out who he is. Okay, and then this is the Seven of Wands is coming up, standing up for himself to others. It's like he's standing there out in the rain, like, love rain on me. Why can't I get out of this situation? Why is everyone clinging to me? Why am I trapped? And then we have the Knight of Swords, whether that's a he or she. They don't have to be a he. And then we have the Knight of Swords, who is the messenger of truth, or the knight in shining armor, who's coming in. So we have the same card here that's now here. Standing up for yourself. This could be the knight in shining armor, because this is someone lighting the torch, right? He doesn't care what those other people want. Like, he's the one who gets to light the torch, not them. If they don't like it, well, then they have to deal with that themselves. So let's see. So we have the Four of Pentacles reversed and the Justice card. So the need to let go, to make repairs, fix or amend, right? Patching things up and getting justice in that way. So maybe it's not about being right, it's about being happy. And in order to be happy, you have to let go, and by letting go, then you do get justice. By standing up for yourself without being defensive or reactive, and relighting the torch, what resonates with you, not the field or the people. Doesn't matter what's out in the field. What matters is what's in your field, your space. And referencing again the baseball field, right? If you want to hit that home run, you have to clear your field. You have the Five of Wands reversed is now over, and this is the confession, the letting go of the burdens, the dropping of the responsibilities, right? Or hurting yourself because you're carrying too much weight. You get justice by letting go all of that and not caring what other people think anymore. Riding in with your truth. When you feel like there's no options because you've already made your choice, but yet others are blocking you, well, it's just for you to decide, I'm not going to give a crap what they say anymore. I'm going to do what I want. Okay? All right. Here's the death walk, the walk of shame. Post-war, the end of pain. So the worst is over, but you're still feeling the pain because you're in the post-war period, the PTSD energy, where your body doesn't know yet that the war is over. It's still feeling the pain of war, right? And this is the rebirth. Getting over the wounds of all the war that's in your body, the war from past wounds, from past lives or past lineage of your 14 generations. And this can be Scorpio energy as well. It can be a death or getting over a death, right? The PTSD of dealing with grief. Also betrayal here. Like someone may have died. It's like walking over those people who weren't good to you and not allowing them to control you anymore. And then the last cards that you have, or the last card, is the Tower. So after all this is said and done, there's something major coming in. That's that rebirth with the Death card. You're getting a little help to transform everything. So let's see what the Tower's coming up with. And then I'll get to your Oracle cards. Queen of Swords, excuse me. That might have been a Freudian slip because the Queen of Wands is reversed, is the one going out. Here's the Queen of Swords coming in with the Truth. of suffering in silence, stressed out, purging, crying up at night, of the Taurus energy, the marriage, the commitment, the establishment, the religion, whatever it is that you're not resonating with that's hurting you. We have the Emperor, the person who's controlling you, who's causing your suffering. The Knight of Swords, who comes in with the harsh truth. It's saying to you, Taurus, to identify who's causing your pain. Is it actually these people causing your pain? Or are you causing your pain by allowing them to stay in your energy? Okay, then we have the Lovers reversed and the Seven of Swords upright. Okay, feeling cheated in love or cheated out of affection by those energies, and yet you stayed there. And here's the Nine of Pentacles, being sovereign. You ran away from this to stay in this. Okay. You ran away from that to stay in that. This is ego, control, manipulation, insecurities. You ran away from this, from sovereignty, or a sovereign who has everything you want, to go back to no affection, to suffering and silence with these energy, Taurus, Aries, Emperor, Hierophant, Gemini, reversed. Don't want Gemini reversed. And Temperance reversed, the fallen angel. So then this is the way you'll be seen. Or we have the Queen of Pentacles, which can be Taurus, a fallen angel with a bad temper. Or it's this Leo with a bad temper. And you're, as Taurus, you're staying with this Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. This can be Aries for me too, but Virgo and Gemini. You're staying with all that energy. And you're sitting in that energy for no reason. Why would you want to stay there? Because of the money. So wherever you're staying in an unhappy place because you're happy with the money, but everything else is bad. Okay? So I got to pull some some oracle cards for you. The card at the bottom ends up being that Page of Swords, right? The message, the news, spreading the word, or a child out of the mouths of babes about a deception at work with a negative group. So the people that you hang out with who have no intuition, all right, or secrets out. There's issues at work or third party through work, deception of others at work, not getting along at work, losing money at work, and here's spreading the word, whether it's a child or just that news is spreading naturally about it. All right, so, boy, these are going long today. Going long. I guess that's the theme. Very windy still. All right, so for Aries, January 17, 2020, for the second half of January, what is the advice from Romance Angels? Honeymoon, enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. So time to get away. You notice there's an angel in this boat. Okay, time to get away. Perhaps Venice for some of you. And getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. The underlying energy is past life relationship. You have known each other before. So it's just like getting away from all that negative group in order to actually discover the energies of another person. After the Tower, I did pull a couple extra cards just to see what else was coming. All right, so you see all this negative energy that's around you that you need to leave. Okay, this is powerlessness. Lying, cutting, verbally abusive, ego out of control. These are the energies that are going to be blasted out of your life by that Tower because you haven't done it for yourself. And this can reference you, if you're a masculine, this can reference you and other feminines in your life as well as children. That you're all in a negative energy. That it's time to... There needs to be a change to right all those wrongs, to make all those people upright. You know, whether you're the masculine or the feminine Taurus. And like I said, Taurus is the only major arcana in the main part of the read. We have the King of Cups, which is the water, all the water signs. But that has to do with conditions of love as well, and being on the journey. So for Taurus, January 17, 2020, the second half of January. Spiritual partnership, number 27, which is that Ace of Wands, new passion in a spiritual partnership, and surrendering to it, which is 91. Okay, 91 reduces to that 10 of the Wheel of Fortune. The underlying energy is abundance, 88, and when they're reversed in this deck, it's like even more important for you. So 88 is a divine masculine, divine feminine, side by side, balanced and dancing within their own masculine and feminine so that they can come together as equals. Then we have my Kipper deck, which we'll do really quickly. And then I'll be off. So for Taurus, what is the last message? What do they need to know? What is the point of this reading for them? What is their next move? There's a false person in your midst, and it may be you. You need to take off your mask. And it has to do with your workplace. Somebody may be stealing from you at work as well, and it can be from your own marriage. Okay? There may be a mature man involved as well. It could be a father of the bride. There we go. Okay? So there's definitely some kind of false information or people around you regarding somebody at work. And it could be someone you work with who you're also married to. And regarding their father as well. Very interesting. Or that you are the mature man. You know, you could be either one. These could be 3 separate women. And this could also be you as a Taurus with 3 daughters. But either way, the underlying energy is courtship for you. And the lovers. And a privileged lady. And sudden wealth. Well, that's kind of nice. Maybe your family's growing because you're getting together with someone who has other kids too. Maybe that's why there's multiple energies involved. And remember, the masks don't have to be negative. It could just be people who are afraid to show their true selves. All right, Taurus, I got to get going. This is running late. Rise and be loved.